Finian Schwartz. He made a silent vow to escape from the belly of the beast, to stop living his life like an apology. The words stirred a strange sensation in his navel, and a shiver spiraled up his back. Convincing himself it was merely a result of the temperature having dropped significantly since the sunset, he pulled his cloak tight and turned on his side. That's when he saw them. There, no more than 15 feet away, were two big, glowing green eyes. No face, no body. Just eyes floating in the darkness. It was the black beast. It had come for Luke already. Jonah couldn't move, could not speak, could barely even breathe, but the energy in his navel was growing quickly, like a fire expanding tenfold because it encountered a rush of air. The wind picked up, whistling through the landscape's innumerable ravines and crevices, sounding like a demonic howl of triumph. The gleaming green eyes moved quickly, and when they were within a few inches of Luke's throat, Jonah saw the outline of a leopard's head and body take shape. He sprang to his feet and charged toward Luke, the raw, primal force in his belly exploding up his spine. The leopard snarled and lunged at him. Jonah wrapped his arm around it, and together they crashed to the ground. The big cat clawed at him furiously, tearing at his torso with its hind legs, but its claws couldn't penetrate Jonah's thick leather cloak. Using all of his strength, Jonah squeezed the leopard tight and sunk his teeth into its side until he felt warm blood coat his chin. Then, almost as soon as the fight began, it was over. The leopard managed to free itself from Jonah's grasp and, defeated, withdrew into the shadows from whence it came. Tyrus sat up and rubbed his eyes. "What was that?" "It was nothing," Jonah told him. "And did your dogs tear the boy apart, Master Croakley?"
"Of course not. The boy's gone too far with his lies."
"You're the liar!" Thomas screamed.
"Silence!"
Robert again ordered as the dogs started up again, and Crowley again held them back. "And the lad, Presto?" Robert continued.
"He ran away during the gale and went looting and then drowned. Serves him right, the useless bastard."
Crowley spat. Thomas was shaking, trying to hold back his anger and terror and tears. Robert continued pacing with his sword. "It seems someone here is lying to me, to Her Majesty."
"The boy's word cannot be taken over ours. He's a criminal,"
Powell now stated, breaking the silence. Robert stopped and spoke quietly face to face with Thomas. "I'll admit you're a brave lad, as stubborn as you Irish come. Now, can you be brave a little longer? I want you to trust me, to trust Presto." He continued staring into the boy's eyes that now had a puzzled look. "Stand perfectly still and answer my question bravely one more time." Then he nodded slightly to the boy. "Bring up the dogs," Robert ordered. Crowley brought the growling dogs up directly in front of Captain Robert and Thomas and held their leash tight. Crowley had the look of absolute loathing in his eyes. Robert placed his blade gently on top of Thomas's shoulder. "I am going to give you one more chance, Thomas, to repeat your charge. Did these dogs tear the boy, Robert, apart?" There was absolute silence as the boy took a deep breath. "Yes." She pointed to the second box before I could say anything and motioned for me to open it. I opened it, and I started to cry. It was a plain, wooden rosary with well-crafted small wooden beads and crucifix. It was like the one from Father McNay. "I had it made special for you," is all she said with a kind and happy smile, and then added, "Please use it to pray for us. Pray for all of us." Vetus knocked forcefully on the side of the sentry's helmet.
"You may be new here, but that doesn't entitle you to do something foolish. Never confront or try to arrest anyone if you're by yourself. Maintain your space and report this incident at the end of your duty." Did I not already speak to you about this?
Yes, sir. Won't happen again, sir.
Vitas wasn't surprised at the confrontation between the soldier and the Jewish man. It was the second day of the Sukkot festival, and tensions were running high. The city was overflowing, not only with pilgrims, but also rumors. And the biggest rumor of all was that the prefect was planning to raid the treasury of the temple to pay for the incomplete aqueduct project. Even with all the centuries, like this one, posted throughout the city as a reminder for the Jews of who was in charge, Vitas knew from experience how careful they still had to be. He'd seen firsthand the effect that a large crowd had on people. With their strength in numbers, they became more brave, more insolent. Passover was usually the worst, but any of the three festivals could cause trouble. Vitas always stressed to the prefects the importance of bringing in more troops during these times. Even though that advice had been heeded, he estimated that with all the pilgrims streaming into the city from north, south, east, and west, Jews probably outnumbered Romans 100 to 1 now, maybe more.